What's going on, you guys? Slim here with the new series here on my channel, and this, you guys, is my live remote duel commentary from the remote duel locals that I've been playing. I'm gonna hide nothing from you guys. I'm going to commentate over my matches against good matches, bad matches, plays we did right, plays we did wrong, wins we took, losses we took, everything. You guys are gonna learn everything and hear my perspective on why I play decks the way I do, whether the plays are correct, whether they could have been changed, if I misplayed, etc, etc. Hopefully you guys do enjoy. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing, hit that notification bell. You guys will be notified whenever I upload. You'll also be notified when I stream these remote duel locals over on Twitch. Link is in the description. While you're down in the description, consider joining my Discord. If you want to purchase any cards that you see me play or my opponents play, please use my TCG player link as well as my gem accessories affiliate link, as both of those links will give me a portion back, and I really do appreciate it. And if you guys want to further support me and the channel, consider becoming one channel member by clicking the join button or becoming one of my Patreons. With all that out of the way, you guys, I hope you guys enjoy my live match commentary, and hopefully this will be a continuing series here on the channel. But let's hop into it. Alright, you guys, welcome to round one. Shout out to Prisco, YGO, and Imperial Gaming. These are the locals that I play. This is actually from my Sunday locals. It was a much smaller locals. It was only 3 rounds, but I thought this would be the best one to start with. I finally figured out how to do my camera angles and everything for my opponent as well via Discord. You guys know that I stream over on Twitch, so definitely check that out. Round one, I am playing the Alistair deck. If you guys are wondering, this was my Dogmatika list. You guys saw it. We're going to start things off. I don't actually remember if I win the die roll or not. I don't remember who wins the die roll. Let's see what ends up happening here. Am I going first? I don't actually know. Let's see. I am going first, so of course I normal summon myself. You guys already know. So I picked this deck because it's just the most like linear deck I own, and it's like one of my favorite decks of all time. This is Dogmatika Invoked. I know it's a little hard to see with the glare, but I'm just doing the standard All Mirage into Secure Gardener into Invocation play for Makaba. I did get ashed on the Alistair. I hard drew the Invocation, of course, because you already know. Normal summon myself. I'm usually going to see it. I just do the simple add back. And I mean, this isn't a huge field. It's just a Mechaba set 1. But, you know, we do have we have a couple things we can do. I don't know what my opponent is playing, so we're about to find out. He summons a zombie monster. I wasn't even sure what it does, and I'm just like, okay, I gotta think here. You know, zombies can be a problem. He is playing Eldritch cards, which I found out the minute he discarded the Golden Lord. So I was like, all right, be careful. Golden Lord can be a problem. So he is gonna do some plays, and he's gonna send off the Haquero and stuff like that. So we're gonna see what ends up happening here. He's just like checking a couple things, and I end up negating, and it should be good. So I've used my Mechaba negate. He sends his Hawk, so I'm like, okay, he's gonna do that. That's fine. And I ended up banishing the Golden Lord. So the Golden Lord is already taken care of thanks to Makaba, so we're already in a good position. You know, we're just acknowledging some stuff. This was also his first ever remote duel local, so he's getting used to it. He's getting used to the layout and everything. So, you know, I love locals because, you know, this is like your testing ground. You can start with anything, and, you know, you can just try to capitalize on everything. So, for my turn, end of his turn, I'm doing the Dogmatika punishment. You know, sending Titaniclad, end phasing Titaniclad to search Ecclesia. I do this a lot. I like to end phase the Dogmatika punishment because even though if I'm locked out of the extra deck, I've already established Makaba, I've got my Ecclesia, I got Maximus about to go on board, and it's going to be crazy. Like, I already know what he's setting. I already know he's... Oh, so he actually searched the wrong card. I think he was supposed to search... I don't remember if he was supposed to search Sanguine or something else, but he ended up searching the wrong one, and he does Rivalry me. So this is a problem. Just slightly. So with Mechaba Ecclesia, I'm like, all right, that's fine. But I actually negated it with Makaba because I had the Schism in hand. I was like, okay, I guess we're not going to be using Schism just yet. But then I remembered, okay, I'm just going to Maximus and get it back with Construct. Maximus is the best card in this deck. It's actually crazy. Like, Maximus has definitely come back into the format, and, you know, I send Construct because I know Construct is going to get me my Schism back, and then I'm just debating on the last card to send, and I do send Entis. Entis will take care of the back row, so it does help a lot. He is not playing the targets, the Cyber Dragon Nova and the Mechaba, so I am able to just send all that, and, you know, I just put everything to attack mode. It isn't game just yet, I believe it's 3,000, I believe that's 5,500 right there, so it's not game just yet, but I'm in a demanding position. And with pretty much everything set out, I believe I set the Schism. Yeah, I set the Schism because I'm like, all right, I can Schism him on his turn. The minute he commits one special, you know, I can just literally, you know, as he's about to special, I'll just set up the Schism with Winda and we'll be good to go. So basically, that's what I'm doing right now. And, you know, he just continues on. Trying to see what he does here. He does super poly me, so that does actually come out of nowhere. And I'm like, okay, he goes for Mud Dragon. I'm like, all right, Mud Dragon's not really a problem. I thought he was going to play something else. With zombies, you guys, you have to be careful because they play some interesting super poly targets. I played against zombies a lot in the past, and I remember getting super polyed a lot. So you definitely got to watch out for that. But, you know, obviously you cannot respond to super poly, so I could not do anything. It did hurt a little bit of my board, but I'm like, okay, I think we're fine. He has no cards in hand. He just has the Mud Dragon in a set. And, you know, I'm like, I can still have my advantage. I still have access to Alistair. I'm like, I should be fine. And, you know, I just look at the situation. Of course, I summon myself again, just searching Invocation. You know, everything's good. He has no hand traps because, again, he has no cards in hand. And, you know, I'm asking him what he has engraved because I just want to see. And at this point, I believe I go for a Goides. I believe that's the play I make. Let's see if that's actually what I end up doing. So I do banish, of course, myself. And I do banish Entis. And no, I actually go for another Macabre. I think that was the better play. Just to play around like monster effects or anything like that. I just wanted to have the protection. And, you know, he does summon Haquero right there, and that's perfectly fine. Haquero has 18 defense. I'm not really worried about it as much. And I just have Mechaba attack. So we take care of the Mud Dragon. I'm not really worried about the Haquero. Main phase 2, I do have the Pot of Prosperity. I just banish. I think I banish 3. So my rule of thumb is kind of to just banish 3 and just kind of, you know, not over commit to the Pot of Prosperity when you already have enough advantage. So I do search an Ice Dragon's Prison. I think it's a good option. It's good to have, especially if he establishes another Golden Lord. So that was the reason behind that. I didn't need the Cosmic. He had no back row, so I was like, okay, let's just see what we end up doing. And here, of course, you know, Mechaba plus Ecclesia is fine. I have Ecclesia in defense, so it's perfectly fine. I draw Meltdown, you know, normal summon myself. I got my home, got another copy of myself. The invocations are rolling. I only play 2 copies, but you guys already know they infinitely recycle themselves because of Alistair. And I just invocate away. And this time I do banish his fusion. I do summon a Goides, or whatever its name is, and I use a Goides effect when it's summoned to pop the Haquero. He brings out the Conquistador. That's perfectly fine. I'm like, I'm just going to attack into everything. And I'm like, that should pretty much seal it up for me. And yeah, it does. Because he, at that point, he realizes he can't actually come back. So we take game 1. And, you know, of course, we're just siding for game 2. I wanted to show you guys, like, just this is what the remote duel setup looks like, in case you're a little unfamiliar with it. If you're wondering why there's a little bit of shaking, it's just my gooseneck arm that holds my my camera. You know, I put a little too much force when I'm, you know, playing my cards and whatnot. But, yeah, we're just siding here, and, you know, I'm just thinking, okay, this is zombies, let me think. And I'm very thorough. I always like to make sure that I have my 15 cards out there for people to see, you know, like, you know, they know I'm not cheating. You know, I just want to make everything completely public knowledge, so... You know, because sometimes you'll have problems with cameras and whatnot. But, I mean, I always want to make sure my opponent sees me cut the deck, sees me side deck, you know, sees everything. Obviously, doesn't see the cards, but sees me side deck. And then, you know, we're good to go there. So, yeah, so that is game 1. Hopefully, if you guys are liking the speed of the games, let me know. If you think I should speed them up, let me know that as well. I am going to have 3 matches here today. So, hopefully, you know, hopefully this will be fine for you guys. But... if the speed is too slow, let me know, and I can definitely speed it up in future videos of this. But yeah, we're just shuffling. You know, we've sided. Pretty sure we're going second, so we just established that. The beauty of Dogmatika Invoked, unlike Mech Knight Invoked, they can't really afford to let you go first, so it's pretty cool. Like, you can side a lot more comfortably with a deck like this compared to Mech Knight Invoked, because it's kind of a dice rolly kind of deck, because if you go second game 1, they might have you go first game 2, or they might have you go second and you might side inappropriately. So you've always got to, you know, be careful with that. But yeah, pretty sure he's going to go first. And we'll see what ends up happening. Oh, so a little rule we have, in case you guys were wondering, is when we do remote duels, we cut in half and then we send the top 5 cards of the deck. We just mill the top 5, put them at the bottom. And that's basically what we do. And then we just cut throughout the match, because you do have 50 minutes similar to when you play in the Extravaganza. So we just do stuff like that. He starts off with some zombie stuff, sends Mizuki to grave, and he just has that 1 monster, and it looks like 2 back row. I opened extremely strong this game. I'm going to let you guys know my hand was... If I recall, if this was the game, I opened the nuts. Like, literally. I believe I start with Harpy's Feather Duster. Yeah, I do. And that's just like, wow. Like, it's like, okay. And he forgot. It was just his slight error that he forgot that, you know, Haquero will go to the graveyard too. It is still considered a trap. So he does lose that. So he just has the 1 monster. And of course, I do have my home Meltdown to get into Alistair. He ashes it, which is incorrect. I already had a copy of Alistair. Grab Invocation. You know, we're going to start rolling. You know, we've already eliminated a good amount of his cards. I just do the All Mirage Secure Garden to play. You guys are used to this. And literally, I just summon Mechaba to start. That is the most standard play this deck will ever do. I'll tell you, that's why I love this deck. It's so simple to do. Add back Alistair, you already have your negate. You never have to worry about Nibiru, and I also open Nadir Servant. Like, this is actually crazy. I send the App Cologne, I search the Schism and the what do you call it, the Ecclesia, and I do discard the Schism. So you guys might be wondering, Slim, why did you discard the Schism? Well, it's for this exact play, because if Ecclesia resolves, I'm going to search Maximus, and Maximus is already on board because of All Mirage, and Maximus is going to send Construct, and Construct is going to add back Schism, and we have everything rolling at that point. Since I knew he wasn't playing the targets, I just felt safe doing my same exact play as last time, literally setting up the Titaniclad for the end phase add of the Fleur de Lis. So yeah, it's pretty standard stuff. I also had Pot of Prosperity. Like, my hand was... I can't sit here and act like I didn't open a God hand this game. And I also had another... I think that was a Cyclone there. So that was pretty strong too. So we'll see what ends up happening. But yeah, I mean, we opened so strong this game. Like, very, very strong. I'm feeling very confident about the game. Like, I'm pretty sure, like... You know, I'm not worried about a Golden Lord. I'm like, I can play around all of that, so I should be fine as far as that goes. And, you know, he's just checking his graveyard. And I'm just, yeah, I just activate Schism as soon as I'm able to, just so that I can just lock him out with Winda. Because I know if he's on one special summon against this board, like, it's going to be very, very hard to play, so... Yeah, I just established the Winda. He gets his one special summon per... I believe it was through his Mizuki effect. Yeah, when he activated Mizuki, I changed Schism to summon that, and then that was his one special summon, and he just is basically forced to pass. So there's nothing else he can do. I think he attempts to use his monster's effect, but he can't. So in the end phase, I just... another thing I do is I always end phase the Dogmatika Punishment, and then I literally just pop that card, get rid of the back row. And that's pretty much all she wrote, because even though the Winda cannot attack directly, we have so much damage on board. Like, we have Fleur de Lis, and yeah, he just scoops. So we're going into our next game. You know, shout out to my boy Joel here. This game, you guys will see a lot of stuff, but yeah, this was not a good match for me. This was not. I get destroyed this match, and this is one thing I'll tell you guys is even when I lose, I will tell you guys if there's anything I could have done differently. Joel's a very, very, very good player. I love playing him. I always feel he keeps me on my toes when I play him. He's just a very, very knowledgeable, like, he's just playing Burning Abyss. He's very knowledgeable with the deck. He has very good resource management. And whenever I play him, you know, I always feel like, you know, he's really going to challenge me to play my best. So he does start. My hand is very weak. So I have no, if I recall, I have no hand traps to stop anything he's doing at all. I feel like it kind of sucks. Like, I drew so insane round one, and then round two, I'm just drawing like terrible. And he literally just, you know, just starts going off. He does the Verde play. He has the Verde as the Dante. The Dante is going to become the Beatrice. The Beatrice is going to set up. And he's going to then go Verde into Dragoon. Dragoon is a problem. Obviously, we do not main the main deck Kaiju, so we are going to struggle against the Dragoon. I mean, we can out it with Fleur de Lis if it does come up. You know, we normal summon the Alistair. He lets it resolve. You see, this is what I'm talking about with him. He's very, very smart because he lets it resolve, not burning a negate. Then he uses the effect of Beatrice to Farfa away Alistair. I attempt to call by the grave the Farfa, and he literally negates it with Dragoon. And I'm just, you know, I'm kind of stuck. Like, there's not a lot I can do. You know, I think, I'm trying to remember if I just passed. Like, it was really, really bad here. Like, I had nothing else. I'm like thinking to myself, wait, can I do anything against this board? He's got a Beatrice. He's got a Dragoon. Yeah, and I just scoop. I literally had no plays, you guys. So I scoop and just say, okay, screw it. We'll try, you know, game two. Yeah, it was very quick, very demanding in his favor. I mean, you know, as consistent as his deck is, as simple as his deck is, you know, sometimes you can draw pretty bad. So it happens to every deck in the format. So I'm not really surprised, but, you know, unfortunately, this is just to show you guys that, yeah, I mean, we're going to win some, we're going to lose some, and we're going to learn in the process. And I want you guys to remember that, like, don't beat yourself up when you lose. Like, I felt like I learned more in this match. Like, you know, how do I navigate through a board like that, especially with no hand traps? And I mean, I tried to do the best I could. And, you know, if they have the answers, they have the answers. And that's something you have to remember about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that sometimes your opponent does have the answers. Now, I couldn't change anything about that game. And you guys will see a similar thing with this game. I was thinking, come on, man, we got to draw better this game. We got to. And you guys will see, like, he gets us just as good as before. So I'll show you guys how this game plays out. I'm going first, of course. I start with Pot of Prosperity. I just banish. Do I banish 3 or 6? I think I actually go 6. So that's an indicator. So when you banish 6, it's usually an indicator your hand is not that strong, and I'm trying to look for a starter. So I add the Meltdown, and you guys will see what happens. He drolls me. I have Call by the Grave. He has Lancia. I can do nothing to that, you guys. Nothing. I am blown out right there. He Foolish Burials. He just starts doing his thing. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I got drolled. I had the Called By. He has the Lancia. Like, what? What am I going to do? And as you guys can see, it just takes a BA and a Rhino or anything to just start. He's got the Dante going. And yeah, I mean, he usually only, I think, I can't remember if he mills 1 or 3. He usually mills 1 or 3 depending on the situation he's going for. Like I said, he's very good at managing his resources. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't even remember what I set. I don't remember if it was Ice Dragon's Prison. I honestly don't even remember what I set, like, to be honest with you. He does mill 3 there, and he literally just... I'm trying to think if he goes Beatrice here or not. I summon Fleur... Okay, so I summon Fleur de Lis here, and I do that because I know it can block through the Dante. So my plan is, I believe I have an Alistair in hand. So what I'm thinking is, okay, I think I also have a Talents in hand. So I'm thinking of a situation where I can actually... you know, use the Fleur de Lis, summon the Alistair, and use the talents to take one of his monsters in order to make the BLS link. So that's my line of play I'm trying to go for. He does establish Zeus. I do negate it with Imperms. I don't lose my one big monster, but he does have the Beatrice. Again, Beatrice actually is a real problem when your deck needs its normal summon to go off. So I'm looking at the current situation. I do have the Meltdown. I do have the Alistair. So I'm like, okay, let's see if we can navigate this. So Fleur de Lis is in defense. Obviously, it cannot negate anything, so it's not really doing anything. It's just sitting there. I normal the Alistair. I do get the Invocation. And of course, again, he's going to go right there and use the Farfa again. That's just, you know, that really does hurt. Like, there's not a lot you can do to that. You know, the one time, game 1, I thought I had the out. You know, he was able to negate that. Or I'm trying to think if he even forfeited. No, he didn't forfeit. He didn't. Yeah, no, he did forfeit. He did forfeit. So yeah, so Alistair is banished, unfortunately. And, you know, I'm trying to think of my options here. I'm like, there has to be a way to do this. And let's see. What do I actually do? So I decide to go with Prosperity first. So the reason is I'm not going to use Talents to draw, because Talents and Prosperity do not actually work together. You can't actually resolve them both. So I'm trying to just get to an extender, and I do not see one with Prosperity. Prosperity backfired for the first time, like, ever. And I'm just like looking at my options. I'm just like, this sucks. Like, I literally cannot think of anything. I don't have a Link 2 in my deck, so I basically am forced to pass. Like, it's just terrible. Like, it's honestly terrible, like, how bad my board is. And staring down a Zeus, even though it has 1 material, it's like he has the tour guide, so he has another follow-up play. Knowing him, I already know he's going to go into Verde, and that's exactly what he does. It's like, I can't even do anything to that. And, he just sends the... Was it he send the guys? I think he sends the guys right there. Or he just does some more Burning Abyss stuff. I can't remember if that's Cherubini, actually. Like, I know his angle is not that good. Like, I was hoping he would, like, fix his angle, because sometimes when he summons stuff, I can't actually see it up in the extra monster zone. Like, as you guys can see, you can pretty much see all my stuff except for the small little glare, which I'm going to work on, in the next installment of this. But basically, this is rough. He gets the Phoenix, pops the back row, I believe. Or, he doesn't even pop the back row. He goes into Access Code Talker. That's what he does. He instead of Dragoon, I think he milled Dark Magician. He goes into Access Code Talker. Obviously, if you haven't read Access Code Talker, you can't respond to anything it does. So, yeah, we're a sitting duck. And yeah, that's basically what happens. Honestly, the freaking Lancia on the Called By to stop the droll to make me pass my turn was devastating, and unfortunately there is nothing I can do, and I just scoop. So that was match 2. And then game 3, I'm going against my boy who's playing Prank Kids. We played the previous tournament. I wasn't sure if he was still on Prank Kids, because he has played Shadal's. I played him 3 times, and I know the first time he played Shadal Invoke, so when he switched to Prank Kids, I was surprised. I wasn't sure what he was on today, but he starts, and again, I don't think I have any hand traps, so it's weird. I play like 9 hand traps. I didn't draw any, but, it is what it is. And he just starts doing Prank Kid stuff. So this match is actually my favorite out of the 3 today, and the reason is I feel like I played it quite well, because I had to do a lot of thinking. When you don't have like a lot of monsters and stuff. Like he ended on a board I didn't expect. I don't know if his hand was good or bad, but when he didn't end on like a fully established board, I thought something was up. So I basically, you know, I believe I'm just doing the All Mirage Secure Garden to play. I go into All Mirage. I'm trying to remember what. Oh yeah, he goes Tikaboo. So Tikaboo, there can only be one. I can't actually go Secure Garden. So I decide, okay, let's dig for an out, and we actually will get it. You guys will see. We had some nice luck. We got the Cosmic Cyclone, so we got the Cosmic Cyclone to hit that. So here's the funny thing. There can only be one. Usually doesn't really hurt this deck that much, but in this situation, he flipped it at just the right time. So I couldn't even go Secure Garden, so I couldn't establish Mechaba. But I'm like, all right, let's play into this, and I decide to make... What do I end up doing here? Since I outed that, I'm trying to remember what I end up doing. He has the Butler, so I almost made Mechaba, but instead I make the smarter play, and here I make Raijin. Raijin's quick effect to Bookamoon the Butler with Meltdown up makes it to where he cannot respond to that. So I actually have turned the Butler off this time, and it's actually crazy. Like, I was like, Meltdown plus Raijin is so good against this deck. The fact that I'll be able to stop his normal summon is crazy. So basically, I just... you know, I get the Raijin up, I attack, I discard the Alistair because that's the only way to get around it. Butler is huge, so you have to remember that. He does revive one of the guys. That's not really a problem for me. I'm like, that's fine. I think Raijin is really, really good in this situation, so I have the Secure Garden up plus the Raijin, and when he normal summons or does whatever, I just book it, and that's basically the game I'm playing against Prank Kids this game one, where I honestly just thought I wasn't in a commanding position, but as soon as I established Raijin, I was like, yeah, Raijin plus Meltdown is insane if he can't out it. And I literally just go into the Prosperity, and I do the Alistair, search another Invocation, and then I just keep going. The Prosperity first got me the Cosmic Cyclone, then it got me an Alistair, and I feel like we're in a very commanding position now. Like, I literally summon Mechaba plus that, and at that point, he, you know, like, I just have so much advantage. Like, I have the Mechaba, and he just scoops right there because it's like he can't do anything. Raijin will stop his normal summon. It's very, very good against Prank Kids. I can tell you right now, Raijin MVP in this game. So yeah, now we're going to game 2, just side decking real quick. But again, if you guys are enjoying the matches, you know, be sure to give it a thumbs up if you are. And again, let me know if the speed is too slow or if I should speed it up or whatnot, or if it's too fast for some reason, let me know. I'm just trying to walk you guys through the plays. Obviously, I wish I could show you guys the hands, but if you guys could see the hands, my opponents can see the hands. So can't do that, unfortunately. But yeah, we're going to see how it goes. I believe this is the game where I dropped Phantasme, I believe. So Phantasme was something I had just added to the side deck, and I really liked it. Ghost Ogre was originally in there, and I swapped out the Ghost Ogres, and I swapped something else out in order to play Phantasmes, and I think I put Godarlas in the side deck as well, of course, for bird up, because, you know, if you don't have a way to Raijin, you can't play against that deck. So we were just always preparing for every matchup. But we're going to game 2, and he's, I believe, going to start. So we'll see if he starts with combo or what ends up happening. I don't remember what exactly happens in the beginning of this game, but, you know, I just shuffle real quick, and we'll see once things get started. And, you know, again, cut in half, top 5 to the bottom, and then we begin. So that's just something you will see in all my matches. I send the top 5, put them to the bottom, draw my hand, and here we go. So he's starting off with Prank Kids Pranks. It's the one that's a token generator. He goes to Link Summon. To that, I do respawn Phantasme. Now, I don't know if that is correct, but I do it because I've noticed with Prank Kids, they really don't seem to go into multiple links at a time. And I do have the Ash for his Pot of Desires, and he does have the talent, so he does draw anyway. And, you know, I do leave the Phantasme in defense, obviously, just for a wall. Since he is going first, he can't attack it anyway, so I'm not really worried about that. But he gets the Prank Kids place going, and he's got, you know, he's got some of the kids going out. So the one thing with this deck you gotta be careful is the burn damage and the life gain can hurt you, so you have to be careful because you can lose in time to this deck. He doesn't play the deck that way, like with Mystic Mine or anything like that, so respect to him because he's playing like a very honest game with the deck. So I'm like, okay, we got the Phantasme. He's got his stuff established. You know, how are we going to navigate, you know, this field? I think we Duster, if I remember. I think I drew Duster. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I think Phantasme might have got me to Duster or something like that. I don't remember. But, oh, no, I do have the Godarla. So I did actually side the Godarla in. Just to get over their monsters so they can't quick effect, you know, the tribute effect, you know, get their advantage back. I was like, okay, let me Godarla real quick. And then let me go Meltdown, get Alistair. Alistair resolves, we get our Invocation, And, you know, we then just do the same standard play. He has the Tikaboo again. And I'm like, okay, looks like we're going to have to do something different. We go Invocation anyway. And, you know, I banish that. And I can't remember if I make... Yeah, I do make Purgatrio here. So Purgatrio is huge because of the big boost. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. 5, 6 cards because of the Kaiju I gave him. So then we just put everything to attack mode and we just start attacking into the board. I figure let's just ignore the there can be only one. We have a Dragon in Phantasme, a Fiend in Purgatrio, and a Cybers in, I don't remember if that's, I think it's Almirage. It's either Almirage or Guard. I honestly don't remember. But basically we're like, okay, his Prank Kids will play around that. That's not the problem. But I'm like, Purgatrio is so big, I think he's going to struggle to play against it. And I think that ashing on his Desires really hurt because he was just not drawing optimal. And basically, you know, I'm just using the dice to keep track of Purgatrio's buff. But basically here, I think he attacks or tries to attack, and I end up using Punishment. And I use Punishment. I send Entis. I pop the monster. And did I send Entis? I don't remember if I did or not. I might have. Watching again. Maybe I sent... Oh, yeah, I did. I popped the other card. I was like, let me ignore there can be only one, because so far we're playing around it just fine. So I'm not really worried about it. He uses another Prank Kid's Place to do stuff, and I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. He passes literally at that, and I use Nadir's Servant, and I'm like, yeah, we're getting the advantage. Ecclesia is a spellcaster, so I literally played around there can be only one, and that was kind of my point. This deck plays very well around it, and at that point, he just scoops. But yeah, those are the matches, you guys. If you guys enjoyed, please give the video a thumbs up. Let me know if there's anything I can do to improve these. I definitely want this to be a continuing series on the channel. I think it really helps us all learn a lot. You guys will see my best of games, my worst of games, and you'll learn a lot in the process. But I hope hopefully you guys enjoyed. Again, check out the description below if you guys want to join remote duels and play alongside me and a bunch of other great players. But that's all for today. See you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.